Please welcome Scott Keel.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Look, I'll apologize in advance. I'm sort of the bureaucrat in a suit that you'll have to listen to before you get to look at this stunning car. So that being said, I promise to be brief. So warm welcome to Los Angeles, warm welcome to the Petersen Museum, and of course a warm welcome to Volkswagen. At our press conference tomorrow, we'll talk about what I call the now state and the SUVs and everything we're doing. But now, tonight, let's talk about the future. And I think, as you know, we have committed to what is the biggest transformation in the industry, investing nearly $65 billion in e-mobility, digitization, autonomous driving, and mobility services through 2024. In this, there we go, in this sort of electric digital era, this foundation will really enable Volkswagen to deliver individual mobility to millions of customers across the world. And I'm very proud to say on behalf of this company that we are extremely committed to making this happen. We have absolutely what is needed to really be the first OEM to truly bring electrification to scale. Now, globally, Volkswagen plans to sell 20 different electric models by 2025 at an annualized volume of nearly 1 million units. The MEB, or the Modular Electrical Architecture, will support a projected production volume of 20 million vehicles through 2029. 20 million vehicles. This makes it the largest and by far the most efficient electric volume segment platform in the automotive industry. Used by other group brands and external partners such as Ford, the MEB brings high and massive scaling effects. No fewer than 8 factories around the globe will produce these MEB vehicles for Volkswagen. In fact, we just broke ground specifically to build these electric vehicles last week as part of an $800 million investment here in the US, in Chattanooga, Tennessee, where our factory is currently making Passats and Atlases. We will not only build the vehicles in Tennessee, we'll also assemble the batteries there as well. Now, EVs are clear, thank you. EVs are part of our strategy of driving bigger. This is true for the people as well as the very world we live in. We have announced that worldwide we will go carbon zero by 2050, in line with the goals of the United Nations Paris Climate Agreement. It's a massive statement, and frankly, it's only possible with an electric future. This is our belief. This is the way we intend to do business, because although there are an awful lot of skeptics out there, there are those convinced it's a hoax, it's a conspiracy, it's some creation from the People's Republic of California. For me, it's real. It's very real. And in frank, my simplistic opinion, it comes down to really 2 shades of green. There are those, of course, literally labeled green, from leaders who are standing up and making believers out of many, to the consumers of all ages who will very much make their expectations clear for companies asking for their hard-earned dollars, to all of the data that tells us there's a nearly $1.3 trillion green industry here in the United States. It's very much a real opportunity that we are taking seriously, very seriously. Because the other side of this green, obviously, is this market opportunity in North America. This market opportunity will lead to millions of cars, which means millions of customers. And it's easy to see this compelling business case that's worth believing in now. Not some distant horizon, not maybe, kinda, coulda, woulda, shoulda, right now. So we are, in fact, changing everything about the way we do business, from the very fundamentals of making a car to how they operate. The company has already set a target of reducing CO2 output by 30% by 2025. When it comes to production, for instance, we will only use green energy. In the use phase, we will use green energy for charging. We'll downsize ICEs and move dramatically into electric vehicles. And at the end of life cycle, we'll repurpose batteries for things like high power storage. Just 2 weeks ago, we put the ID.3, our first long-range, mass-market electric vehicle based on this MEB platform, into production at our factory in Zwickau, Germany. The start of production was attended by the Chancellor of Germany, Angela Merkel. I think that is a pretty huge deal. It tells you how important this vehicle is for not only Volkswagen, but the entire German economy. We have already announced that we will bring production versions of the ID. Cross, the electric compact SUV for this US market, and that car will debut here in the States early next year. But we're not stopping with just these two vehicles. In total, Volkswagen has shown 6 ID concept vehicles to date. ID, now known as ID3, the ID Cross, ID Buzz, ID Vision, ID Buggy, and ID Rooms. And tonight, frankly, I would like to unveil the 7th ID concept to the world. Thank you very, very much.
Please welcome Klaus Bischoff.
Thank you. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the ID Space Vizzion. As long as I remember being a designer, I'm always drawing with a certain result, a segment in mind. The size, the width, the length of the car, its proportions become natural with the years. When we started with the ID Space Vizzion, everything was different. The idea was to take one step back and find out how far Volkswagen could take electric mobility, with no specific segment in mind. All the car segments we know today originated around a gasoline engine. With electric mobility, and especially a fully electric platform like the MEB, those segments are no longer default. The largest component of the car now is the underfloor battery. This leads to an elevated seating position. One of the reasons SUVs are so popular today, and an increase of interior space giving all passengers an upgrade. What if we took the elevated seating position and the additional interior space of our platform and saw how far we could take the aerodynamics to achieve the longest range possible? What if we gave this long Ranger the expressive design and passion of a coupe? Ladies and gentlemen, the ID Space Vizzion defines its own segment. This new Long Ranger unites the seating position of an SUV with the space of a wagon and the aerodynamics of a coupe. The aerodynamics result in a CD value of just 0.0 2.4 and a range of up to 300 miles with its 82 kilowatt-hour battery. The head and running lights feature our ID honeycomb pattern, which symbolizes the modularity and sustainability of our MEB platform. Light is an important design element of the ID Space Vision, conveying the airiness of the driving experience as well as human warmth. The windshield emerges seamlessly from the highly polished black hood and creates an elegant contrast to the white frame of the car. Inside, we experience a minimalist yet comforting interior, offering each of the passengers the private space that comes from having their own seat, creating a roominess like a long wheelbase premium sedan. The user interface is fully digital and exceptionally intuitive. Augmented reality projects situation-specific information onto the view of the road ahead, significantly increasing safety. Ladies and gentlemen, the ID Space Vision combines sophisticated design, unrivaled versatility, and outstanding efficiency. Will it help define the ultimate segment of electric mobility? It certainly will help shape the future of our ID family. Thank you.
Volkswagen.
Well, Klaus, I'm sure there's 1,000 automotive expressions, but I think for me it's pretty straightforward. The car is cool as hell. Just an awesome, awesome job. So to you and the team, big congratulations. Beautiful car. Well done. So look, cars like this, as you've heard, based on the industry-leading platform that we have, are really going to change our ideas of what a traditional crossover looks like, marrying the space, which we love, utility, high seating position that SUV customers love, with the sleekness of a traditional wagon. We're looking at different versions, but clearly we anticipate bringing this car to the United States sometime in 2022. So with that, I would like to welcome Terry Cargas from the Petersen Museum to talk about our collaboration and talk about the electric future. So Terry, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so
Cheers.
much, Scott.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much. And welcome to you all. There's so many friends and media from around the world. We're so happy you're here. This is a great honor. I'd like to also introduce at the moment our board of directors, several that are here with us tonight. Sabrina Kay, David Sidoric, Bruce Meyer, Richard Varner, and Vin DeBona. Thank you all for coming. Certainly we need to give a big thanks to Volkswagen AG and Volkswagen of America for helping us celebrate this. I think most of you have known that we have been voted the world's best automotive museum, so it's fitting that we're all here together. And tonight, the world's largest automotive company is here with us for the opening of our exhibit, Building the Electric Future, which is just down the hall, which celebrates the all-electric ID family. We've been working together for this now for 2 years. And I also want to give a special thanks, certainly, to Klaus Bischoff and his team for helping us design and build this fabulous exhibit. We couldn't be more proud of what we've achieved and the very good friends that we've made over the years. Now, in just a few moments, if you want to join me down the hall, we're going to open the exhibit. So thank you so much, Scott.
Cheers, Terry. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. Enough yapping. Klaus, come on up, and everyone come take a close look. Thank you very much.